guys, and welcome back. Welcome back to Dylan's Little Hobbies. And in today's video, we are going to be doing a review for One Punch Man Season 2. You know what? I actually did another video, which will be here on a card maybe, or at the end of this video, where I talked about, both my thoughts about One Punch Man Season 1 and my thoughts going into One Punch Man Season 2. Mostly, the video was about my thoughts on the animation drop. And just to summarize about that, I did watch all of Season 2 before I did that video. The fact is, I actually think One Punch Man Season 2, the art style, is even better than Dragon Ball Super at its best. Now, I like Dragon Ball Super, but I just really liked One Punch Man's art style a lot better. And yes, the animation did drop a little. I did notice subtle hints, but overall, mostly because of what happened with Dragon Ball Super, I've seen worse. So, in other words, if you're worried about One Punch Man, the reason why you haven't seen it is because of the drop in animation, then I would actually argue you should go and watch it, because really, the drop in animation isn't as bad as people said it was going to be. It is a drop in animation. It's not One Punch Man Season 1, oh my god, beauty. You know what I mean? But it's not the worst animation I've ever seen. If you've seen what happened to Dragon Ball Super, then you will agree that One Punch Man Season 2 is not that bad. In fact, I really, really liked One Punch Man Season 2. I would argue that other than the animation, I liked it more than Season 1, mostly because, unlike in the first season, we actually had a coherent episode after episode story. A story that drove throughout every episode. In Season 1, you could make an argument that Season 1 did that too, but really, it was more of a one-off, spin-off episode kind of show, which wasn't bad. For me, I really enjoyed it as a comedy show, and even after Season 2, I would still highly call this a comedy show, and I don't hold it at the top of anime ever. It's high on my list, but mostly because of the comedy. It's not like the greatest thing I've ever seen in terms of storytelling, but I will say that might change. I'm not 100% sure if there is going to be a Season 3 or not. I'm sure that there will be eventually, but what I mean is, okay, I say I finished One Punch Man Season 2, but really I just watched the 24 episodes, so unless they plan to do more episodes this season, and I just don't know about it, then yeah, I've seen all of One Punch Man Season 2, and I really like it, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait for Season 3, because I can't wait to see where this story goes. With that said, I actually only watched this series in English dub, but you know what? Because of our whole isolation thing going on right now in the world, I'm not going to get into that big old mess of a topic to talk about in this video. But the fact is, because of all that, I probably am going to go back and watch this in Japanese, English subtitles. The reason why I normally don't is because when it comes to the English dub and the Japanese dub now, they're pretty much on par with each other in terms of dialogue, so it doesn't make much of a difference. But let me know, is the dialogue in One Punch Man Season 2 better or on par with the dub? I don't know. A lot of people are going to tell me it's probably better. I would argue because it's the original source that it should be better than everything else, right? Anyway, knowing that, let's actually get into One Punch Man Season 2. And the first thing that I just have to start talking about here is just the first couple of episodes. Let's get into this. So, first off, I binge watched season 2. It takes a while for me to come up with names, to remember names. I have trouble in my own life, in the real world, remembering names. So you think we'll remember a name in anime? No. I can't remember an English name, let alone a Japanese name. So I'm actually on a list right now, trying to remember names. And that's for some reason, I couldn't remember that the guy we met in the first episode, his name is King. I couldn't remember one of the superheroes' name was King. Oh my god, that's just some humor for myself, really. But I really liked the character of King. So, King, it's really interesting. They call him the King because apparently he is the king. He's the strongest man in the world. He went from 0 to S rank in no time, beating villain after villain. And he's got a really cool scar, nice long hair. He's a big, tall, tough dude. And apparently his powers, the way they work, is first you will hear a beat. Whatever villain hears that noise instantly gets destroyed. They don't survive the sound of the beat. But what's that sound though? Who is this character actually, King? And yes, he plays it off like, you don't want to mess with me, I'm the king. But do you know what he really is? And this is something I absolutely loved about the character. He's a wuss. He's a wuss. He's just a normal guy. He don't have any superpowers. He's just a normal guy that unfortunately got the credit of Saitama. We actually found out that in his backstory, Saitama is the guy who saved him from the monster that gave him the scar. Saitama, everywhere this guy goes, a monster gets blown up. And he's right in the middle of the action when the monster gets blown up. And it's Saitama who saves his butt. But Saitama never met him. King never have seen Saitama beat anyone except for the one time that Saitama saved him from the guy who scratched his eye. The fact is, this guy just goes around, walking around, a monster attacks, monster usually attacks him, and guess what happens? The monster gets instantly blown up. Everyone thinks it's him. He gets the credit. He gets the S rank. It should have been Saitama, though. So this actually explains why Satama actually isn't known as the top hero that he should be, because everyone thinks it was King, you know? Saitama just immediately left after the monster got blown up. No one saw Saitama blow anyone up. It was just King. So they all thought King was the guy who did it. Turns out, nope. King's just a normal dude, and he has some pretty cool, like video games. He's a video gamer. That's about it. He even likes girly video games. Nothing wrong with that, man. Nothing wrong with that. And I really just like how he befriends Saitama. So, and I'm not going to go too far into every single episode, but I'll just give you a general basis. I like the fact that Saitama actually went there, started hanging out with them, started playing games, and asked them, why does he run away? It turns out that sound that everyone keeps hearing, that the monster will blow up, that's not a sound, that's his heart beating. He's scared out of his mind. And I like the fact that both him and Saitama learned that. And I like the fact that it was basically King that, on his lowest points, basically said, yeah, I'll try to be better. He wants to be a hero. He wants to help Saitama. He's just scared. And Saitama, when this big, gigantic bird thing attacks King, because everything tries to attack King because he's the king, luckily, now King has Saitama. And their friendship just grows from there. It's just really interesting. I really liked when King was like, can I be your student? And Saitama is like, oh, hell no. Oh no, he's already got Genos on his back. Speaking of Genos, I kind of miss Genos when it comes to the show. So we did have some fun with Genos. We did. And I enjoyed the character of Genos versus Sonic. That was a fun fight to kind of see. We really didn't get to see it. We got just to see the aftermath of it, but you can tell that they have some fun. I really like Genos. The character of Genos, the only thing that really happened to his character in this whole series was he's growing up, and it's taking a long time, but he is growing up. He's understanding how weak he truly is, and he understands that he wants to get stronger. Now, he still wants to go after the guy who killed his family. He doesn't know what happened to that robot, but he does want to, become like Saitama. He idolizes Saitama, and it's great to see Genos kind of grow as a character throughout the show. With that said, there's not much to talk about when it comes to Genos because, yes, while he grew up in the show, we got to see his character mold. Really, he's no better than what he was in Season 1, which is great. I love Genos, but Genos isn't like the pinnacle of this anime right now, you know what I mean? I kind of wish he was. I hope that in the future, we will eventually get to understand more about Genos. I would really, really like to. Now, with that said, I have a couple more things to talk about. So, apparently, what was really interesting is we actually met the sister of one of the big superheroes. I'm trying to remember her name. Now I am currently looking it up on the internet. Let's Child Emperor? I don't know. None of these sound familiar to me. I can't remember her name. Tornado. That's right. Terrible Tornado, I think it was. She has the ability to basically float things in air. And apparently we meet her sister. And what's really interesting about her sister is because her I want to say little sister, even though it's older. Her big sister is so much stronger than her that she starts, gathering up friends and wants to overcome her little sister through the power of her friends. And her name is Fubuki. I just pronounced that name so wrong. I'm literally reading it off of Google right now because I can't remember all her name. I had no idea what her name is, but I'm looking at her picture right now, and underneath it seems like it says Fubuki. I hope I say that right. But Fubuki goes to Saitama because she pretty much wants to recruit him. But Saitama is like, no, that's not what superheroes do. Heroes, and especially him, are supposed to be there no matter what. It doesn't matter about your rank. It doesn't matter about your power, how strong you are. It all matters about what you do with it. And it's just like Moomin Rider, I really love Moomin Rider. We didn't get very much of him this season. I hope to see more Moomin Rider in the future, maybe, because he was a lot of fun. But it was interesting to see Fubuki kind of change her whole way of thinking of things when it came to Saitama. That was absolutely fantastic to watch. Alright, to wrap up the rest of this video, I have to talk about this guy's character because it kind of goes into what this whole series, whole season, and whole story is going to be about. So it turns out that monsters are being sick of being beaten. So they join together and make the monster organization. And they even have these cells where if a human bites one of these cells, they turn into monsters and can join the Monster Association, which is really, really cool. And the whole thing about this season is about the war on monsters, which I just thought was interesting. And it has to do a lot with this guy who calls himself pretty much the hero killer. He is a monster. He's a man who calls himself a monster. His name is Garu. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that name wrong. Apologies. He was my favorite character in the show, and I can't even remember his name. I'm literally reading his name off of Google because I can't remember his name exactly, but I believe it's Garu. And we actually learned, and we had this guy mentioned in Season 1, Garu actually has the same type of moves from that really cool ninja hero Silver Fang. And he learned Silver Fang's attack moves and everything else. And he's really good at killing not only heroes and monsters, but what's really interesting about this character is he just has a moral code. His moral code is not to look down on the little guy. He was the little guy. You know, growing up, he wants to be not a hero. He would see like these shows on TV, heroes versus monsters, and he would feel sorry for the monsters. He thought the monsters were cool, and then here comes the hero beating on the monster for no reason, you know? And I can understand, if all the monster is doing is stealing toothpaste because no one will sell him toothpaste because he looks like a monster, then I could feel sorry for the monster, right? And that's what Guru felt. He felt sorry for the monsters, and so he wanted to become a monster. He didn't want to become a hero. He wanted to become a monster and show equality, basically. Now, the funny thing is, he is so good at his job. He is a monster, man. He is so good at killing the heroes that the monster organization wants to recruit him. But Guru kind of has his own side, you know? All he wants to do is show that the monster is right, that the monsters aren't bad, that the monsters aren't evil. You know, that's what he wants to do. But of course, at the same time, he's killing heroes and everything else. Basically, what Guru wants to do is he wants to show that people aren't really equal. And I love that about the character of Guru. He was my favorite part of the season, and I can't wait to see the fight against him and Saitama. You know that's gonna happen, and you know Saitama's gonna win! But I still really liked his moves. And what's really, really funny is they've had a couple of jokes where Saitama was talking about, oh, I want to find the hero killer. And then here comes Guru. No one knows what the hero killer looks like. Here comes Guru about to, like, punch Saitama or punch someone else. Like, this one time he was going after King, and here's Saitama punching him away. And then he's like, yeah, hey King, I don't know why that guy attacked you. By the way, have you heard about the hero killer? And it's like, you just beat the hero. I love the jokes like that. That was just funny. You just beat the hero killer. I enjoyed it. And that happened like 3 times throughout the season. I thought it was a lot of fun. With that said, the way this season ended, it didn't end on what I would call a season finale. It ended on a cliffhanger. I really feel like there has to be a season 3. Of course I could go read the manga, but I'm not going to. You know, maybe I will because of this whole isolation business. I don't know. But I really did enjoy One Punch Man Season 2. Let me know what your guys' thoughts on One Punch Man Season 2 down in the comments below. I really want to hear them. Thank you guys for watching, and I am out.